From Indiana's fastest growing news source, this is live, local, late-breaking 6 News.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Grace Trahan. Reports this morning that a telephone caller warned about a terrorist attack in Lafayette weeks before the attempted bombing of the courthouse. Christian Peterson is live in Lafayette with more on this story. Christian.
Grace, the first thing we like to focus on is the condition of the courthouse. It's hard to imagine, but just a week and a half ago, someone drove a pickup truck filled with several containers of gasoline into the Tippecanoe County Courthouse, right behind me. But to look at this building now, it's hard to believe that ever happened. You can just see the work they did in the wood paneling. It looks beautiful there. $300,000 later, the pictures are up, the light fixtures are up. And this facility is set to open tomorrow. Now, they expect it to open today, but that's just not going to happen. Joining us now to talk about this is the contractor, John Gregory, who worked on this project. And John, just tell us here, how big of a task was it fixing up after the fire and smoke damage?
Well, I mean, it's a big task. We had to put in a lot of hours. There's probably 70 people that worked. Tuesday, we started about 10 o'clock in the morning before we could get in here, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were the really big days because they wanted to open up the second, third, fourth, fifth floor by Thursday morning, and that worked. I mean, there was little odds and ends to do, but everything was pretty well caught up. And then this first floor, you know, I mean, we had plaster, drywall. We had a company here in town milled all the woodwork, and they did it over the weekend for us, and then we stained and finished it.
And John, how did you make it look so authentic?
Good painters and guys match stains, match paints, and just a little bit of extra work.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Mr. Gregory. And Grace, just walk this way down the courthouse. They expect to open this tomorrow morning. Some people are down here that usually work here, but for the most part, the public will be in here tomorrow morning. And in regard to the investigation, they're pursuing right now about 500 leads. Talked to the sheriff, David Murtaugh, about 500 different leads, and we'll bring you the latest tonight on Channel 6 News. Back to you, Grace. Reporting live in Lafayette, Christian Peterson, 6 News.
All right. Thank you very much, Christian. There were also warnings of an attack before the 2 embassy explosions in Africa. And as you may have seen a few minutes ago on Channel 6, President Clinton led the mourners at a solemn memorial this morning for those killed in Friday's bombings. ABC's Jim Sciutto reports from Andrews Air Force Base.
Their long journey home is over. The bodies of 10 Americans killed in the embassy bombing in Kenya returned to American soil this morning, greeted by a military honor guard and the commander-in-chief.
No matter what it takes, we must find those responsible for these evil acts and see that justice is done.
The victims' families were joined in mourning by hundreds of State Department employees.
The loss you have suffered is without measure. We're all diminished, for those we remember today reflected the strengths and diversity of our country.
Investigators have made progress. They've arrested several men in Tanzania and Kenya, and they're identifying 2 of them as suspects. Investigators have also identified the vehicle which carried the bomb to the U.S. Embassy in Kenya, but they have yet to pinpoint the explosive used in the attacks.
We are literally sifting through tremendous piles of debris.
In the days before the bombings, U.S. intelligence officials had been tipped off to a plot to blow up the Nairobi embassy, but they dismissed the informant as unreliable. And months before the attacks, the State Department refused 2 requests from Ambassador to Kenya Prudence Bushnell for a new, more secure embassy.
We didn't have unlimited funds to work with, and so we were unable to be responsive there.
But at Andrews Air Force Base, today was not a time for second-guessing. It was a chance to mourn and to honor Americans who died serving their country. Jim Sciutto, ABC News at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland.
Studies show more than half of all marriages will end in divorce. So what can be done to stop this depressing trend? Some state lawmakers think the divorce rate is so high because it's too easy to get married in Indiana, and it's too easy to get divorced. So they're proposing some changes in Indiana's marriage laws. Mary Schwager joins us live from downtown with more on this story. Mary.
Well, if some Indiana lawmakers get their way, it could soon become a lot tougher for Hoosiers to walk down the aisle. Right now, legislative committees are considering 2 possible laws. is designed to curb the growing divorce rate by forcing couples to take a closer look at their relationship before leaping into marriage. Before you buy the ring and walk down the aisle, some politicians want you to be sure your significant other is your perfect match. One of the proposals Indiana lawmakers are looking at is based on a Florida law that allows couples to pay a reduced marriage license fee if they take at least 4 hours of premarital counseling classes. Couples who bypass the program have to pay the entire fee and wait for 3 days before the state issues their license. Lawmakers are also looking at a covenant marriage law, which would allow couples to get a divorce only in certain circumstances. If a spouse committed adultery, was convicted of a felony, was impotent, was sexually or physically abusive, or was admitted to a mental institution. Marriage counselor Barbara Bogert-Morris says counseling is crucial to anyone considering marriage and can also save troubled marriages from divorce.
The therapist, as an impartial observer, can maybe notice and bring out some of the patterns of behavior, some of the things that may lead into a problem.
So should the state get involved? Here's what some Hoosiers think.
The state involved with too much stuff as it is, and they messing around with people's personal lives. So they should just stay out of people getting divorced and all that.
I guess I would have to think it's a good idea because there's way too many divorces and people just don't seem to take marriage seriously anymore.
If you'd like to give lawmakers your opinion on the marriage waiting period proposal, a public hearing will be held on Wednesday, September 9th at 10:30 a.m. in the Indiana House chambers. If you'd like to speak about the tougher divorce laws, that hearing will be held in the same place, except at 1:30 in the afternoon. And some lawmakers are already showing support for some of these proposals, so who knows, by this time next year, it might be a lot tougher for some people to walk down the aisle. Reporting live from downtown, Mary Schwager, 6 News.
All right, Mary, thank you. E. coli levels keep going down at Lake Shafer. The Indiana Department of Health began testing 4 weeks ago after high levels of E. coli showed up in tests at the end of June. E. coli indicates fecal contamination of water. The last test was done on Monday, and the levels were down to safe readings for the 4th time in a row. Another test will be conducted Monday. The Federal Reserve Board in Chicago is hearing public objections at this hour to the proposed $29 billion merger between NBD Bank and Bank One. The merger is expected to have a huge impact in Indiana, which is where the two banks overlap the most. Indianapolis Mayor Steve Goldsmith will testify in favor of the merger, but reports say he will only support it if assurances are given to protect Indianapolis employees and real estate. 41 different fair lending groups requested the hearing. They fear if the two banks become one, it would threaten competition. The merger would create the largest financial institution in the Midwest and the nation's 5th largest bank. A Bank One spokesperson says he expects the hearing to be routine. After the merger was announced, Indiana Congresswoman Julia Carson raised concerns about how the merger would impact low and moderate income bank customers in Indianapolis. Now, 6 News has a crew at the hearing and will have complete coverage on 6 News at 6 o'clock. Race organizers say next year's 500 Festival Mini Marathon will run on a Saturday instead of a Friday. They cite traffic congestion and more participants as the reason, adding that city officials and downtown businesses were concerned about safety and the disruption caused by having the race during the work week. This year, more than 22,000 people participated in the race. Coming up, electric shock as a method of discipline. A teacher is in trouble this morning. There are no screening tests for this type of cancer. It's hard to detect and it's lethal. Now, new evidence that may lower the risk. But first, yet another new look for Paula Jones. We'll show you when 6 News at Midday continues.
Racecoma Discount Mitsubishi is having a $199 down deliver sale. During this special sale, lease a brand new 98 Sporty Eclipse for $219 per month, or a rugged Montero Sport for $289 per month, with only $199 down, plus we make the first payment. That's right, we make the first payment. See us now, the $199 down sale is on. Racecoma Discount Mitsubishi, Indy's #1 volume Mitsubishi dealer, just a half-mile north of the Greenwood Park Mall on US 31 South.
It's a big difference. And the first thing they'd say to me is, "Oh my gosh, Robin, where have you been? Or what have you done?" And I tell them, well, this is what Ladies Only will do for you.
I had gained a gross amount of weight, so that I was very fat. People who haven't seen me are really surprised when they don't recognize me on the street. You know, they have to stop them and say who I am. Ladies Only was great, and they're always there to support you, because if it wasn't for Ladies Only staff, I would never have lost the weight I have now.
For someone who's used to running on high octane, Johnny Benson starts every day with a high-energy breakfast, like this whole-grain oat-packed Cheerios breakfast. And where can you get such a high-energy breakfast? Meijer, where you'll find low prices on a large selection of fruit, juices, breads, milk, and the one and only Cheerios.
We start with a high-octane breakfast every day.
So fuel up with Cheerios at Meijer and find low prices on top of low prices every day.
Maybe we should have taken Mommy's car, you know, the one with the trunk.
Stephen Kaplan on protecting your rights.
Did you know that many Americans entitled to Social Security disability benefits don't get anything? They get frustrated with the bureaucrats, the system, the denials, and the delays, and they simply give up and lose thousands of dollars in benefits, including Medicare. Don't give up. Our representatives can help you. There is no charge if you don't get benefits. Call now.
Brooke killed Jim Thomason, but it wasn't murder.
Somebody had to stop him.
She did it to protect her child.
I couldn't let him hurt my son.
I'll get her off as long as there ain't no curveballs coming at me.
The court calls.
What? This is a tough one.
All My Children, ABC Daytime.
Paula Jones gave Primetime Live an exclusive last night, but it wasn't about the Clinton scandal. It was about her nose. Her new nose. A Park Avenue plastic surgeon bobbed her nose in mid-July. An anonymous donor paid for the nose and an elegant stay in a Manhattan hotel. She says it's a family nose and two cousins have altered theirs. Here's her reason for the change.
If you turn to a cartoon in one of the magazines and you see this, you know, and you know how they do, those poor other people that are in the media lately, you know, they focus on the big part of the ugly part and not the most attractive part of you, and they make it huge.
Jones alleged that Bill Clinton had propositioned her when he was governor of Arkansas. She filed an appeal of her sexual harassment case 2 weeks ago. An Illinois school district has suspended a teacher accused of using electric shock to discipline students. A Chicago mother has filed a lawsuit on behalf of her son, who is a sophomore at the high school. She contends a shop teacher forced her son to hold a spark plug in one hand and a piece of metal connected to an electric current with the other, causing 3 volts of electricity to course through her son's body. The lawsuit claims the teacher had been using electric shock as a means of discipline for more than 10 years. The school is now trying to fire the teacher. A possible casualty this week from all the flooding in Grant County. Monday, the Sheriff's Department found the body of a man outside Marion. Investigators say it appears the floodwaters carried the body of Mark Campbell downriver about 25 feet away from the normal riverbank. Police don't suspect foul play. Meanwhile, the Grant County Emergency Management Agency says last week's flood damaged at least 90 homes and destroyed 1 bridge. Coming up, a worm could hold the secret to aging. And another big day at the State Fair. Gaylyn?
Well, Grace, the State Fair Spam Recipe Contest is underway with the taste testing by the judges of all these creative concoctions. We'll have that coming up in a live report.
And how long will the fair weather last? The Storm Team 6 forecast when 6 News at midday continues.
Coming up, Howie's got a bunch of fitness tips from the legendary Jack Verlaine. And on Friday, Vince Vaughn. Don't miss it.
Howie, Thursday at 3, then on Oprah.
I have my theme song. What would be yours?
You sexy thing.
Yeah. Then they lost the unthinkable. How well would you cope? Next, Oprah.
Followed by 6 News at 5.
Accessibility Products. We help you stay active and on the go. If problems with walking are affecting your lifestyle, the Bruno Cub scooter will put you back in action and let you enjoy a varied and active lifestyle. Your career is also important to you. Experience more freedom in your professional life as well with the Bruno Cub scooter. And the easiest way to transport your Cub scooter or wheelchair is on a Bruno lift. Models available for cars and vans. Helping people help themselves. Accessibility Products Incorporated. South Emerson Avenue, Indianapolis.
For 45 years, Champion has manufactured and installed one of the finest replacement windows in America. Champion windows are energy efficient, maintenance-free, and carry a complete factory warranty. And now through Saturday, when you order 2 windows at regular price, you'll receive a 3rd window free. Call 579-6300. Buy 2 windows and get a 3rd window free. But hurry, you must call Champion by Saturday. 579-6300.
Steak, burgers, and milkshakes. Good enough to name a restaurant after. Thinking of a hand-dipped milkshake? You are now.
There are 2 ways to get your sandwich made to order. 1, at a fast food place, look for the empty ramp and order what isn't in it. Or 2, drive over to Steak and Shake and get anything you want.
Steak and Shake. Cook to order.
No more excuses. Zyban is here. Prescription medicine, only available from your doctor. Ask your doctor about Zyban or call 1-888-650-PILL to find out more. Zyban. Now you have another choice.
I love you. Always love you. Obsession. I love you, Kay.
Your gift with any $36 Obsession purchase at LS Airs.
If you cook with Spam, you may not want to admit it, but at the Indiana State Fair, dozens of people are going public with their love of Spam. Galen Bartnick is live with more on this story. Galen, what's cooking?
Well, Grace, a lot is cooking. Right now, the judges are deciding. They've finished tasting the last Spam dish. There are all kinds of creative concoctions out here at the State Fairgrounds today using Spam. Everything from Spambo, like gumbo, to heart-healthy Spam chicken rolls. These participants in the Best Spam Recipe Contest are all trying to win and compete in the national contest for $2,500 Spam shopping spree. And a lot of thought goes into these recipes.
Well, we're both longtime 4-H'ers, so we get a real kick out of still competing when we're adults. And so when we saw the contest for Spam, we thought, what can we do that's really fun with Spam? And we both travel quite a bit for our jobs, and we both love New Orleans. And we thought, well, you know, Spam, how about we love gumbo? Why not Spambo?
And in case you're wondering what Spam is, it's actually lean ham made with pork shoulder. And there are about 30 entries out here, and we'll have more coming up on 6 News after Oprah. Grace?
All right, I want to know if you're going to taste some of those, Galen.
I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that.
All right, thanks a lot. There's new evidence that birth control pills can protect some women from ovarian cancer. A new study says the pill cuts the cancer risk in half among women carrying a gene that puts them at high risk. But while experts are sure birth control pills can reduce the risk of ovarian cancer, they still don't know whether it increases cases of breast cancer. A worm might hold clues to human aging and disease. Scientists have discovered that a roundworm with a mutation in a certain gene, when it's exposed to excess oxygen, it dies sooner. That's because the defect allows too much of a byproduct of oxygen to be produced, and these so-called free radicals can cause cell damage and death. The study is published in the journal Nature. And speaking of nature, Mother Nature has been very kind to us this week, Paul.
It's a good day just to head out to the fair, Grace, and just sit around and have Spambo all afternoon long. More Spam. Forget the tenderloins, forget the elephant ears. The good weather maker is high pressure that's in the area. Nice all the way through Friday, it's looking like right now. And the reason it's nice is because the high pressure has a tendency to kind of settle down the atmosphere, and that's the case this morning. On the weather map this morning, the high pressure is anchored in Michigan, so it's not too far away. And it's good that it's there because it's kind of pushing some showers and thunder showers, or at least keeping them from moving too far to the east. The air is as close today as Missouri and parts of Iowa, and low pressure down to the southeast and a stationary front through there. Outside right now, this is the tower cam view of the day, and look at this. Pretty nice looking with skies that are mostly sunny. Again, we have high clouds as we've had all morning long. Temperature at the airport 77 degrees, the wind out of the north at 3, the humidity 64%. Our weather watchers this morning had some pretty cool readings. We were down into the 50s, 57 in Peru. Marty and Anderson had 62, 61 in Fairland. We have now recovered into the 70s. There are a couple of 80s down along the Ohio River. And again, you can see back to the west there are some clouds, and that does include some shower and thunderstorm activity, but mainly, again, confined back into Missouri and also into Iowa. You see the high temperatures today are pretty much in the low to mid-80s. Here come the storms, some pretty big ones on radar in the middle part of Missouri. For the next 48 hours, then, that high pressure that we talked about kind of blocks everything from moving to the east until Friday. And unfortunately, that little green area is the setup for some rain chances coming this weekend. Coming today, more partly sunny conditions, and again, you'll see those high clouds out there. 83 for the afternoon high. Fair at the Fair tonight, 61, mostly clear. They've got a big concert at the grandstands this evening, and that should be fine. The next 5 days worth of the forecast, temperatures stay in the 80s, Grace. Unfortunately, our next chance of rain does look like it's going to time out for the weekend. Maybe Saturday and Sunday, the better chances on Saturday.
All right. Thanks a lot, Paul.
Sorry.
Well, some fresh ideas for making State Fair food right in your own kitchen when 6 News at Midday continues.
Autoglass Plus announces smashing summer savings. Call Autoglass Plus now at 549-3333, and you can save $50 off your deductible. Plus, for a limited time only, you'll receive an Autoglass Plus Sun Shield free with your installation. Autoglass Plus has smashing summer savings. Save up to $50 and get a free Sun Shield. Call now.
Call 549-3333. Autoglass Plus makes it easy.
Accessibility products. We help you stay active and on the go. The Pride scooter gives you freedom to enjoy an active lifestyle. Pride scooters are dependable, affordable, and easy to operate. Add comfort and convenience to your everyday life on a Pride scooter. The exciting new Pride Jazzy is the elegant high-performance power chair. The Jazzy provides outstanding tight quarters maneuverability. It's great inside the home. Celebrate life on a stylish Pride Jazzy, helping people help themselves. Accessibility Products Incorporated, South Emerson Avenue, Indianapolis.
Stouts RV. Don't miss this exclusive factory event. Simply unbeatable.
Has your doctor told you that you're disabled, but Social Security still denies you disability benefits? Many people are unjustly denied Social Security disability even when their doctors say they can't work. Don't let the frustration and the delays by the government cause you to give up. Don't give up. Let us help you get the benefits you deserve, including Medicare. There is no charge if you don't get benefits. Call now.
Closed captioning for 6 News provided by the Kendrick Center for Women.
Fresh Ideas for Cooking is sponsored by Marsh and Citizens Gas.
Marsh is proud to be sending these lucky winners on a sea cruise, the trip of a lifetime. Remember to keep using your Fresh Idea card for great savings and so much more.
Won't you let me take you on a sea cruise?
Today in Fresh Ideas for Cooking, home economist Gail Heave shows us how to make those delicious State Fair foods right at home.
Get your fresh, hot elephant ears right here. State Fair food. When you think of State Fair, you're thinking of elephant ears, corn dogs, corn on the cob, lemon shake-ups, and that's what we're going to be fixing today, State Fair food. So we've got elephant ear going in this hot oil right now, an oil that's heated at 350 degrees. And let me show you how that's done. We have a dough recipe that is then rolled up into a golf-sized ball, and after that ball is done with a little bit flour on your fingertips, you're going to actually spread and shape the dough till it's nice and thin, and then you can then put it in the hot oil to fry. Now, the oil, controlling the temperature of the oil is very easy when you've got a gas flame to adjust, to just tweak it like you want it. So let's put another elephant ear in and take this one out when it's nice and golden brown on both sides, and put it in a basket that's lined with paper towels to help drain the oil, and then sprinkle it with cinnamon sugar mixture. So I've got a little bit cinnamon sugar in the can, and sprinkle it while it's hot, and that is our elephant ears for State Fair. Now, what goes good with elephant ears? It's lemon shake-up. So let's talk about the lemon shake-up. we want to prepare a lemon syrup sugar water juice beforehand. So this has been cooked where it's sugar and water and then cooled down and then lemon juice added to it. So we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of this to a cup of crushed ice, and then a cup of water. And then what do you do with a lemon shake-up? Hopefully in an airtight or a tight-fitting, you're going to shake it then. And of course you want to shake it real good to get it nice and cold. So shake it a little bit more than I'm shaking it. And then pour it into a glass. Now I've garnished it with a few lemon wedges here. And this will go with the corn dogs. And then also the Italian sausage with the grilled green peppers and onions and corn on the cob that's been roasted on the grill. All of these State Fair recipes can be found at your favorite Marsh supermarkets. I'm Gail Heave with Marsh Fresh Ideas for Cooking.
And you can find these recipes on the Marsh website or visit customer service at your local Marsh store. Next week, delicious State Fair prize-winning recipes. Well, how do you react at the first sign of trouble? Your behavior under stressful circumstances reveals a lot about your personality. Today, Oprah talks to the author of the book, Adversity Quotient. Find out what qualities can help you survive stress and trauma in your life. That's today at 4 here on 6. And then after Oprah, the battle against hypertension. The complications linked to high blood pressure, such as stroke and kidney disease, are on the rise. This is causing some researchers to rethink strategies to beat this problem, including a new emphasis on diet and lifestyle changes. But a key may be what you're not eating. We'll explain on 6 News right after Oprah. And we're going to enjoy a nice afternoon.
A little sunshine goes a long way in lowering that blood pressure, right?
You bet.
Dr. Paul has high pressure in control this afternoon. 83 will be the high if you're fair bound. You'll really enjoy the day. Unfortunately, our next chances of rain come the weekend. Best chance Saturday.
All right. Thanks, Paul. And thank you for joining us. Our next news is at 5 o'clock. Have a great day.